slipping quite a bit. We're still moving along. We've got them on a straight line and gone back up to about 14.
Yes, sir, Roger. Is it, just so I know, is it water or anything out there?
No, it seems like Robin doesn't like to put sand in these things sometimes.
You're on the no sand, I understand. Yeah, do the best you can there. We got some protection coming up behind you if you stumble.
All right, we'll let you know.
And then, of course, the other thing that makes watching trains here interesting is the fact that a significant number of these trains have helper engines. And the helpers are needed because we're in the mountains, and these trains have to get over the mountains. And they have to get over the mountains in a fairly expeditious manner, maybe we would say. We see helpers here partly because the tonnage is heavy, but also partly because the railroad wants to move those trains quickly. Get them up the hill, get them out of the mountains, and get them headed toward the East Coast or toward Chicago. Put a helper on, move that train. This is an end destination. If you're in for more than 2 days, it falls into that stage, falls into the category of being an end destination. Sort of like going to Stowe to ski for a week. It's an end destination. Going to the ocean to vacation for a week or 2 weeks. That's an end destination. You go there because the snow is there. You go there because the ocean's there. You come to the Station Inn because the trains are here. I just had seat-of-the-pants research coming from discussions with rail fans over the years. If there were a place near a busy railroad track, do you think you would stay at such a place? And the answer was always yes. And when I started looking for a place, I decided to look where the traffic was very dense. Where I could buy a building that wouldn't cost a fortune, and also get a place that was close to other attractions, not just a railroad track, not just a busy railroad track. That's an attraction, but we're close. We're 9 miles from Horseshoe Curve.
Norfolk Southern detector. Milepost 241.0. Track 3, no defects.
NS21J 9255, west on 3, Claire, CPMG out.
We're 3 miles from Gallitzin Tower. Right down the road from here is the Western Maryland Scenic Railway. They operate steam and diesel excursions regularly through the season. The bridge at Cassandra, wonderful. Sit there on a bench, sit in the shade. If you have a sandwich with you, fine. Then 60 miles east of here, going toward Harrisburg, is the East Broad Top Railroad. interesting signal bridges down there at Summer Hill. South Fork, very good spot. The circus train route no longer comes through Crescent, but for the first 10 years that I was here, the circus train always came through on the third Thursday in June. It was like clockwork. The blue train one year, the red train the following year, and always on the third Thursday in June.
Would the whole town turn out to see it come by?
People would turn out and set up across the street on the tracks with picnic chairs, and some of them even with picnic lunches, just to sit and wait for the train. They'd have their children with them, and of course they were all on railroad property. They were all trespassing. But because there'd be about 100, 150, 200 people sitting along the tracks waiting for the train, the enforcement folks, the police, didn't try to stop it because they knew the thing would get out of hand if they tried to intervene. So they just stayed to see that everyone was safely away from the track. And when the circus train went through, the different performers would be at the open doors of the passenger cars. They'd be waving to the people. Wow. Everybody would wave back and holler. And after the circus train passed, people would pack up their chairs and all their stuff, get in their cars, and leave. It was quite a sight to see.
That would be neat. That would be neat. When you have a coal train with 4 locos on the front and 4 at the back and all at power 8 and the ground shakes, what's your first time guests say?
Well, guests are impressed by that, but actually the strange thing about passing trains is that they will not wake you unless you want to be awakened by them. Most of my guests who come here like to sort of sleep lightly, you might say. They want to be awakened by the trains. They watch the train in the dark, believe it or not. They watch that train go by, and then they go back to sleep.
Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, Doug.
Whipping up a wonderful breakfast, I'm sure. What are we having today?
Eggs and grits.
Well, these are the girls that make it all happen. Tom just sits back and just watches the trains, and he doesn't do any work. We all know that, right?
I point, that's all I have to do.
Kathy, you've been here how long?
11 years.
Sandy?
12 years.
She hasn't missed a day in 11 years.
11 years.
11 years.
She works very, very regularly, but as it picks up...
Started out as a favor, remember?
Yeah, she came in, Kathy just came in to help for a few
favor.
days. A favor, to cover for a while. She's still favoring.
Excellent. We had a discussion last March when Tom was in Europe for 6 weeks. And I remember asking you, well, how did Tom come about, coming to the idea of building this place? He's already described on camera. You tell me what you thought of and heard from the town when Tom said, I'm going to open a rail fan motel and bed and breakfast.
Well, everybody thought that Tom was a crazy old coot and it would never fly. He would never make any money. Where would all these people come from? And here we are today.
And here we are today having the best fun of our lives.
Yes,
Is that
indeed.
right?
Yes.
Here we are today, and to give you an idea, Sandy has breakfast. Tomorrow it's light. Tomorrow's 10 people. Day after tomorrow it's 18 people for breakfast, and we have to fit them all around that table. Well, not really. 2 or 3 sittings starting at about 8 o'clock, and we'll go for about 40, 45 minutes, and then another group comes in. Back to that question of people won't stay here. I would ask the local people, do you ever see those people out there by the railroad track with the cameras, and some of them even have tripods, and they're doing all these things, and they're getting pictures of the trains. Oh, we see them all the time. And my next question was, do you think they sleep in the trees at night? They have to have some place to sleep. They can sleep right here. There's the B&O room and the PRR room and the Western Maryland room and 4 others, all rooms with names of railroads. Our place is very unpretentious. We don't have television. We don't have telephones in the room. People come here to watch trains, not watch television. Oh, looking at the guest book, just looking at just trying to see whether everybody is signed up. I like to try to get all of my guests to leave a note, not a note, leave just their name and the town that they've come from. So that's what I was up to, Doug, just seeing whether everybody who was here last night on leaving today signed the guest book. Here's Joplin, Missouri, Bear, Delaware, Brantford, Ontario, Dave Williams, New City, New York. Now, Dave has marked here visit number 61. He's been here more than 61 times. Dave, in the 15 years that I've been open, Dave is our most frequent guest. He's one of those end destination people. He comes here just to be here and stays for 4, 5, 6. I think he stayed once for 8 days. Oh, we could just keep going through here where people are from. I just like this horn because, well, it sounds beautiful. Can't let this little devil make too much noise. I have a little interurban whistle that I'll show you in a minute. We'll give you just 2 quick blasts on this Nathan P5. I hope it doesn't overdrive your tape recorder because it's really going to go. Want to hear the baby one first?
Baby one first.
Good comparison.
One more time.
I'd like to do one more time, Doug, but the neighbors don't care for it one bit. You and I love it, but I have to live here. Forward!
Also, shadow detector. Track 3, no defect.
At times you could say that I could spend the rest of my life here. And I guess I will.